Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Happy Friday. What up? We do not have Virginia here today. She is in Texas, San Antonio, visiting her mom. So she took the whole family. All the Sinekis are there.
You know that country song, Down in Texas, by Tim McGraw?
No, I am not a huge Tim McGraw fan, oddly enough. I know a few of his songs, but I don't know if there's really many he has that grabs me. And I know he's huge. I know he has massive amounts of number ones, and I think he was kind of in a period, and he still does, hit stuff, but he really was crushing in an era where I didn't listen to country. I took kind of a break from the 90s until early 2010. And kind of got back into it. But, yeah, I don't know what it is. Something about...
Never mind. Fuck Tim McGraw.
Yeah. No, fuck your song.
Fuck that weak-ass song.
Yeah.
Fuck Tim McGraw.
There's a gazillion, Texas, when you talk about states when it comes to country music, it's probably Tennessee 1, Georgia 2, and then Texas is probably 3 on places that get name dropped.
When they come to dropping that state.
Yeah.
You don't hear Florida. In fact, you don't hear Florida dropped in a lot of songs unless it is hip-hop. I'm not saying there's not Florida songs out there, but it doesn't get dropped like other states do.
You'd think there'd be more. I mean, you had Florida-Georgia Line. They were a group once upon a time. I don't think they're together anymore, but that wasn't, a lot of their songs. Yeah, not a ton.
Not a ton.
Odd. Not a ton. And you're right. I think you maybe say that there's more Florida references in hip-hop, a lot, than there are country ones. So, for whatever reason, they don't get a lot of love in country.
Yeah, some of these towns or cities in Florida need to be in a song. That's all it takes is just get one of them in a song.
Yeah, I mean, you had the Chattahoochee, and that might qualify. I know the Chattahoochee River runs through Florida.
Gosh, I fucking hate that song.
It's terrible.
And I love
Alan Jackson.
I'm not a person that hates country. I like a lot of country, but I think I hate sassy country.
Okay.
Lay down yonder, or that don't impress me much.
That song's terrible. That's Shania
sassy
Twain.
shit. I don't like
Yeah.
that.
Oh gosh.
Pontoon. Fuck that.
You don't like that one, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I hear you. I got you. So Virginia will be back with us on Monday. She's having an extended weekend.
She's already putting pictures up of her mom, and Mags.
Okay.
3 generations.
Oh, how about that, huh? Oh, that's special.
And her mom, I believe it's her mom's mother, right? That's still alive, the grandma?
No, it's her dad's mom.
That's her dad's mom? Fuck, I don't know anything about y'all. I'm so bad with you.
That's why her dad lives there. Same town.
Damn it. I should listen more.
I was like, wow, that's...
Well, anyway.
So you thought that her dad lived next to her mom's?
I don't know. Okay.
I'm just curious.
I gotta do butter.
Yeah.
I just gotta do butter.
It's a good thing she's not here. What, dumbass? Dumbass, why the hell my dad be living with?
You're right.
My mom's mom.
It's Friday. I'm not thinking.
It's not clicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Statistically, it's not my best day.
No. Okay. Gotta get some stats on that. We got stats on everything else, and I love it. I love stats. I'm a stats guy.
Me too.
Grew up sports guy, and man, the people are bringing it. It really is kind of fascinating. In fact, when you kind of look at this and unpack, Hollywood Billy is back. And in fact, he's got a rebuke to Matt D. Do It Bitch Stats. In fact, he because Matt D. He's like, where's Hollywood Billy at? And he brought some stats yesterday we had. So Hollywood Billy's saying, okay, Matt D. in the Pizzle, I see your stats and I raise you. Listen to what Hollywood Billy did here. He said, I got stats galore, unlike Matt D. He said, yeah, Matt D is correct in the fact that Kevin is on an 11-game losing streak in Do It Bitch and has not won since May 16th, which is crazy. However, even after all the losses, he still has an overall winning record of 15-13. I had gone 15-2. Before the jinx started that fateful day. He said there have been 4 times, though, that I forgot to pick a team, and 2 of them were at live shows, and the other 2, get flower bombed and do a body shot off your partner, he never acknowledged that he forgot to pick a team. And the jinx started when at first he forgot to pick a team and then took Virginia and Denny's when they came back from 0-2 and tied Bird and Suits 2-2, and then Bird and Suits went on to win, and I have not won since that happened.
I got a bit of an objection here, and only because there's confusion. When we take our act out on the road, do those stats count? Because I remember we were over at Wild Wings and we did a no-name movie game competition.
Right.
And that was not that did not count. I need to know the clarity here.
I consider it an exhibition, honestly. We've never clarified that, but it's just all the elements are different.
Even for a live podcast? To me, that's almost kind of like a...
I don't know. I mean, people have been counting it, so I don't want to argue with the statisticians. I think in my mind, I thought this is an exhibition game.
You run this outfit.
You know, this is like Savannah Bananas against the Party Animals.
You get the final say. Let me know right now. If I win No Name Movie Game Belt at the podcast.
The problem and the reason with it is sometimes we amend the rules. When we were, for instance, in Jensen Beach, at Buffalo Wild Wings, we only it was a broke down version of it. We chipped the game apart and it wasn't everybody playing. So you can't keep an actual stat on that because you got an extra rep. That's why, to me, we may have to make amendments to fit a live environment or whatever's happening in the moment that is not standard.
You're right. I love that explanation. I'll never bring it up again. If they don't count, it's just exhibition.
That's what I think.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just for entertainment purposes only. At that point, when we're in here, it's for blood.
It's always for blood.
Yeah. So that's it. So anyway, not sure how Kev can break this jinx. Maybe laying down a bunt. There goes your reference.
Thank you. Yeah. Some people did get that reference.
Yeah. So that's fascinating. I was 15-2 and went on an 11-week losing streak.
You really shit the bed.
Crazy. And it all started because I fumbled right out of the chute. Forgot to pick one, and then it's almost like whatever the do it bitch gods have placed a curse on me because I fucked it up.
I'm a big believer of that, though, in life. If for some reason you've just hit a string of bad luck, it's just been, things have been shitty.
Yeah.
Just change something up in your routine, whether it's, I don't know, try different shoes on. I know it sounds superstitious.
Yeah.
It's more of a trick of your mind. You're going into the abyss with a different kind of attitude. All right, I changed it up. Let me have a different perspective of this thing.
Yeah, I don't argue with you. It's just I don't know what it is I changed. Do I use different headphones? Do I change out my microphone?
That's something you're gonna have to look within.
I don't know. That's a great question. And Hollywood Billy says, shout out to Nathaniel. He had great stats at the start of the year, but he's disappeared. So I'm just taking the baton and running with it. But it's amazing.
Plot twist: he is Nathaniel. We got ourselves a Fight Club situation. Motherfuckers, two people.
Never seen the movie, so I don't get it. But sounds awesome.
Don't you hate that when someone tries to give you a reference of some shit you've never seen? They have to act like, yo, that's great. It's so funny. Oh, Fight Club.
Yeah. A lot on this Mata, this tea. Talking about it's anything now that Lionel Messi's doing. They've got an Inter Miami match tonight. That's the tea that he likes to drink, and so now it's catching on. David Beckham is drinking it, and apparently it tastes like dog shit. But it's just because he's doing it, everybody wants to do it. Claudia said, "Yeah, I'm from Paraguay, and we're neighbors with Argentina and Brazil." Mata is also a big thing in Paraguay, but we're more known for the cold version because the weather in my country is pretty warm, kind of like Florida, but without the ocean breeze anyway. The whole point of a round of terroir is the sharing with friends. But it's a cultural thing where you sit with friends and have a great time drinking it. Every time I bring my terroir to work, people are always like, what is that grass you're drinking? You can add all sorts of herbs to it, mint, lemon, whatever floats your boat. Both Mata and terroir are an acquired taste, but you can always try it. And so you can see what a terroir is and look at what it looks like. And it does. It looks like canal water.
Ooh, you add mint to it. Sounds great.
Crazy,
Not my cup of soda. I don't like minty things. Isn't that? Don't you have that in a mojito where they put some kind of mint bullshit in there?
Yeah, they'll put mint leaves in that, and then it kind of has like maybe some sugar cane in it too. And
Gosh, I fucking hate a mint leaf.
Yeah, you hate mint.
It's a BI. It's a bully ingredient.
Yeah, you passionately hate mint.
You put just a hair of that little mint leaf in anything, and the whole fucking thing tastes like mint leaf.
Yeah, I'd seen that. Like every now and then, people will put that in vanilla ice cream. I don't know why. Yeah.
It's way to ruin ice cream.
Yeah, I always thought it too. I was like going. I always thought when I was a fat kid and I'd see that, like they were trying to sneak vegetables in. I was like,
don't fuck with my ice cream.
This fat kid sees through your game.
If you're gonna put something on my ice cream, you put fudge or you put magic shell.
What, leaves?
Yeah, exactly.
Putting leaves on my ice cream?
Mint?
Mint?
Man.
What?
Did Fat Kevin like mint chocolate chip? No, right?
did.
You did?
I did, yeah. I don't know why. That was probably my favorite ice cream when I was a fat kid.
So many people love it. I think me and Virginia are in the rarity. A lot of people love it.
It does, it does seem to do well. Yeah, we had I think it was a Baskin Robbins that was on the way from Columbus to my home, and man, when we would stop, I was just,
I love it. I love the way Baskin Robbins smells, and I love those sugar cones, them brown hard sugar cones.
Yeah,
I might have to go to Baskin Robbins today.
It's good stuff. I'm not sure where one is, but
I think I know where one's at.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty much everything now I see around us is Carvel.
Usually, if a Baskin Robbins is it's paired with something. You ever see that with restaurants?
Yeah. They do those combo places. It's always, and it's weird. It's like Pizza Hut and Baskin Robbins or something.
Do you think I love a combo place?
You do.
Fucking love a combo place.
Yeah.
There was one. It was Taco Bell and Pizza Hut in one. That's heaven in a nutshell.
Yeah, the Yum Foods I think own those, and so they started putting them in together. I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, I would eat both.
It's a same concept as a food court.
Yeah, and if you got somebody, it's like, hey, I want pizza, now I want Taco Bell. Oh, what do you know?
I just love having a couple sacks of different foods. What do you got now? I got a pizza. Oh, and a Mexi melt. Both.
Yeah.
That's just it's a good place to be for leftovers.
Hey, Suits, we put up a poll. Do you like mint chocolate chip ice cream? Yeah, I want to see where people stand on that.
I hate to say it, but I think it's gonna be more than less.
I don't know, because I'm seeing some hate for it. Like T-Conk said, mint chocolate chip sucks.
Okay, T-Conk, I see you.
So we'll see where we are. See just where that does run. How people feel about mint.
I feel like once you turn 10, you shouldn't like mint chocolate. It seems like
I
a little kid thing.
It was my elementary school game, and then I think I discovered I went to Rocky Road.
I couldn't believe Rocky Road when I first had
I first had it, I'm like, screw mint chocolate chip. I never went back. Rocky Road took me, and then cookie dough I think got me after that, and I was like, screw Rocky Road. I went to cookie dough.
Cookies and cream, for whatever reason, seemed to be an explosion when I was a kid.
It was everywhere, but that was always kind of if they didn't have that, then I would go for it. But yeah, we'll see where we stand on that.
You're making me want to be bad on a Friday. Sometimes it depends on what kind of weekend you want to have. Sometimes you want to go out, explore the world, get a couple drinks, really, just paint the town red. And there's sometimes you want to be a shut-in and watch some cool shit and eat fucking terrible things for you.
Either way it works, yeah. It's maybe, you switch off from weekend to weekend. Ellie said, yeah, the Mata acquired taste. I'm Paraguayan and had this since I was a toddler, and I grew up loving it, but we drink the colder version called Terrer. Okay, so that's the different. Mata, I guess, is hotter, and Terrer is the colder version, and Mata is the warmer version. And Alberto, he said, you had mentioned Yerba Mata, too. I'm half Cuban, and we love Yerba Mata, but we prefer Yerba Mata soda. They sell it at Publix and any local Hispanic grocery store. I'll have to try that, see what that's all about. They have a diet version as well.
Diet Mata. Sounds amazing.
Not your thing, huh?
No.
Yeah. I didn't think so. Let's check in real quick. Getting close to 100 votes. Do you like mint chocolate chip ice cream? 52% yes, 48% no.
Whoa.
It's a half and half kind of game.
Much like everything in the world.
It's probably good to know. Yeah, it's a 50-50. That'd be something you wouldn't want to go, schwathing into a party with your mint chocolate chip and think that everybody's going to be patting you on the back.
I would never do that.
Half would like you, half would hate you.
There's certain things that are polarizing that I'm not saying there's not huge passionate fans for it, but you just know there's going to be passion on the other side of it. Yeah, go fuck yourself. I'm not eating that.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip would be on that.
Yeah. Okay, so now you know where it stands.
I would even say your your sushi. I feel like there's so many people love sushi, but I wouldn't bring sushi for everybody because I know there's at least 20 to 30% of the group that'd be like, oh man, fuck sushi. I don't want that.
You'd have to know your crowd. It's kind of more of an elitist, snobby type thing. That's how I associate it. If someone is trying to come off like they're intellectual, they will say they like sushi. And they may hate sushi, but they will say they like it if they want people to think they're smart. Okay. That's the breakdown I see. If you go to some of them smart cities, sushi, like you go to San Francisco, it's sushi everywhere.
I've got a sushi roll.
New York City, sushi everywhere.
Bitterman, where's my sushi roll, Bitterman?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I've Suits put up another poll. Do you like sushi? We'll see
I love it.
on that. We just got to find out where people stand on this. I mean, you got to know these kind of things.
I agree. It'll help me with my KVJ chat room snack file that I have.
Yeah. Do you like sushi? Yes or no? And do you consider yourself to be an intellectual prick?
That would be your third poll question.
That's it, yes. That's it. We got Michael or Mike from the Pizzle. He said, I was listening to the ATS podcast. You were talking about 6 hours in the heat. So, some interesting stuff and something that was not even on my radar until yesterday. And now I have seen it twice because yesterday they're talking about the scientists have apparently figured out what humans can endure when it comes to heat, because we're in that severe. And they were saying 95-degree heat, 100% humidity, and it was 6 hours. And they said, honestly, when you look anywhere in the world, that really hasn't ever happened. We're not getting there. And I did see, I think it was yesterday in southern Iran or Iraq, one of those countries. I think it was like the feels like temperature was 158. Like, that's insane, man. I mean, we're at 115. You're like, oh my gosh, it's unbearable. Could you imagine 158?
So I think you die in that, right?
It's the amount of time. It's the 6 hours.
I mean, I just feel like there wouldn't be much you could do. I was talking to one of my buddies yesterday. He's got 2 kids. He goes, honestly, man, it was way too hot to even go out with the kids some parts of the summer. They wanted to stay in.
Yeah, no, you're seeing that. So what I saw yesterday for the first time, and I saw it again today because they're talking about what you have to do now, the regulations on Florida high school football. One, I love football, and 2, my son's playing, so I want to know what, these things are. Wet bulb thermometer. I had never heard about that, but I guess what a wet bulb thermometer does, it takes in the conditions of heat and humidity. So that kind of gives you that actual temperature or something along those lines. I don't know what the reading is, but apparently if you get a 92.1 on the wet bulb thermometer, that's where you have to stop football practice in the state of Florida. So you'd have to take everything indoors and you can't practice outside. So I guess every high school is required to have a wet bulb thermometer as they're practicing to see that they don't get past that level. So that's kind of where we are temperatures now. It's so weird now. It's not like it used to be where you just get a reading on that. So he said, as drivers for UPS, we have no AC and the back of the trucks aren't vented. Drivers have recorded temperatures back there at 130 degrees this last month. Imagine digging for a package for 5 minutes in that, then you never find it. You get to go back at the end of the day when you do find it. Ooh, and by the way, the joke that we're getting AC in our trucks only pertains to trucks built after 2024. So our entire fleet will never see AC. Anyway, stay safe and be sure to drink electrolytes. That's the key. Anyway, longtime listener and 13-year veteran at UPS, Mike in the Pizzle. Good news for Mike, I just saw today too. Got a pretty cush gig. How much do you think a full-time UPS driver will make on average in their new deal that they just got? Because they were, talking about they might strike.
$45 an hour.
It's an annual salary.
Okay, let's go 45 times 8 times 50. Let's say $74,000, Kevin.
170.
Wow.
$170,000 is what full-time UPS drivers will earn on average in their new deal, and that covers 340,000 workers.
There's got to be a big waiting list for that, right? That's
I mean,
that's a
I
good.
see $170,000, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's hot and all that, but I mean, if you had cold drinks and you kept doing that, and you had
Well,
maybe a little fan up there,
If
it's
you
like,
know
all
that's
right,
your gig
maybe.
and you know you have your schedule, yeah, that's a nice salary to put up with that.
Yeah,
That's
$170,000.
Now, how many hours a week? Is it 40? Is it 60? Is it 80?
Don't know. I just saw that. And that was the headline that they had on NBC News this morning. I looked up at the TV. I'm like, damn, $170,000 a year driving UPS?
Is it hard to get a job or are people not wanting to do it?
I don't know. Mike and the Pizzle, maybe you can answer some of the questions. But that's what they had said. I was like, that's a pretty good deal. It'd be interesting to see just how they do trying to hire drivers in the future.
Corey D in the chat room says that's not their entire salary. That's their royal compensation with benefits. So I don't know what that means.
Well, I mean, it sounds like, well, that's still what you make. I mean, maybe it's not the base salary, but, you're taking home $170,000 a year.
Yeah, that's like anybody when they describe a job.
Yeah, I mean, you could break it down and say, okay, maybe the salary is $120,000, and with bonuses you get to $170,000. I don't know. It just, like I said, hey, to me the headline is if you can go home with $170,000, that's pretty good.
That is good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We were talking about the jaw-dropping wedding experiences. There was a story that we had earlier this week of a girl that got a text from her fiance's mistress. She shared all the text messages they'd had going back and forth the day before her wedding. She decided to go through with the ceremony, but as they're standing up there, she started reading off the text messages, which, like, could you imagine being at that wedding and you had no idea? Got a story here. It says, 20 years ago, my husband and I attended a wedding for one of his friends, and all I knew was that when the groom was young, his father had a heart attack and died at a family wedding.
Ooh, that's rough.
A few years later, the groom's uncle then had a heart attack and died at a family wedding. So he's obviously not a fan of weddings, but he was getting married. So what do? We're an hour into the reception when the lady next to me says, I'm so happy for them. I was at the two other weddings, and I'm so glad that nothing went wrong. As soon as she says that, at the next table, I hear a commotion, and people start screaming. Somebody's on the floor giving somebody CPR. Another uncle in the middle of the reception dropped dead of a heart attack. Right there, right then. The bride and groom, they just left for about an hour. Everybody was asked to stay. Bride and groom come back, cut the cake. About an hour later, we all left. Talking about an awkward finish to a wedding.
Wow.
That guy had been to 3 weddings, including his own, and family members dropped dead at the wedding.
That's
crazy,
some
man.
voodoo.
Talk about my losing streak. But yeah,
shit.
the odds on that,
That is crazy.
I would never go to another wedding again.
Wouldn't you think something else is at play at that point?
Yeah, people are saying that's got to be some kind of family curse. Because they're all family members. That's true. What is that?
That sounds like Stephen King's Thinner.
I got a do-it-bitch curse. They got a wedding curse. That's crazy.
At least you're still in the winning column.
I know. Yeah. Maybe that's what'll flip it. I'll get to even. I'll lose the next 2 weeks, and then when I get to 50-50.
All right, did you fuckers get the message? Now, no more weddings. No more weddings. We can't have any more weddings.
I would. I would tell people, I'm like, you don't want me at your wedding. Someone in the family's going to die.
I mean, that's kind of a legit excuse.
Yeah.
Hey, if I really want to get married, I can't get married. I'll die.
Or a family member's going to die.
Someone will die. Someone's
Yeah.
having a heart attack.
Yeah. That's crazy. Anyway, they said, listen forever. You guys make my morning routine. I moved a few months ago to another state, but the most important thing I took with me was the WRMF app. So you're still part of my morning routine. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, you can listen to KVJ anywhere you want now. Now listen to this crazy story. Fonso said, fun fact, about 17 years ago in middle school, I used to wear glasses. For about 2 years, I was wearing them. And then one day on the bus ride home, I just started looking up at the sun. I know people always say don't look at the sun directly, but I was like 12, so I said, fuck it. And it didn't hurt when I looked at it. I did that for about 10 to 15 minutes at a time, once a day, on the ride back for just about 2 months. And about a month after I noticed, I could start reading and seeing much better without any glasses. I told my parents, and they're like, okay, you're messing around. No way. So I made him take me to the eye doctor, and he said, yeah, you got 20/20 vision again. I told him what I did, and he just laughed it off and said, okay, whatever. He said that I would be blind if I did that. Well, guess what? I'm not. My grandma gave me a gold ring with the Inca sun god on it before this happened, and since I'm from Peru, I figured that must have helped somehow. My wife, who was my friend back in those days, can vouch to anybody that, yeah, I did wear glasses and now I don't need them. One thing, though, once a year, everything is in high contrast for the entire day. The first time it happened, I was horrified and thought it was a dream, but it wasn't. Everything was at extreme high contrast and saturation, just an amazing view, but also slightly horrifying. And it's now been happening for 17 years, one day out of the year. Also, when I look at the sun now, it's just 3 rings, one smaller and smaller with an orange flare. How crazy is that?
Do you believe that email?
What?
I want to believe
He
that.
fixed his vision by staring into the sun, and it's all because he had an Incan sun god amulet that he wore.
All
What
right.
is- I don't know,
We might have to
man.
do another poll. Is that email full of shit? Or do you believe it?
I don't know, man. That's crazy.
I want to look. I love all that magical shit. I love magic, but can you really stare in the sun and it make you have 20/20 vision? I've never heard of it.
I don't know if you can without having the Incan sun god amulet that you're wearing.
We got amulet in there. There's a lot to unpack.
There is. By the way, our last poll, do you like sushi? What do you think the numbers are?
I think it's gonna be most people do like it.
Most people do. 64% yes, 35% no.
Okay, that seems about right. Yeah.
That's where we are on sushi. Learning things.
The veggie sushi, I can fuck with that for a little bit. But you ever eat something that's good, but maybe you get to the 4th one of it, and you're like, you kind of start
I've had
getting,
enough.
you get grossed out by it. So I like it for about 3 thingies of it, and then
And that's it. You've had enough.
Yeah.
You tap out.
I tap out.
You ever had sashimi?
No,
You would hate that.
I
It's
would
just
hate
the
it.
raw fish.
Fuck that. Oh, I would hate it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fish guy.
No, not your thing. I got an email here. It said, you were talking about Miss Rachel. Somebody had sent in an email earlier this week. And was it her baby's daddy or something like that?
Yeah,
I can't remember
it
who it
was.
was. It's a show. It's a kid's show. And he refuses to let the kid watch this Miss Rachel because he said the show's going to turn the kid gay. It's like, what? We didn't know. We're out of that game. But Doug had said, yeah, the reason this guy thinks that his kid's going to turn gay is because one of Miss Rachel's show counterparts has come out to say that she is they/them, the pronouns thing. 2 of the men on the show are very feminine and flamboyant, which may also lead him to believe that watching this will turn the son gay. One of the men is Miss Rachel's husband in reality. A fun fact, Miss Rachel is the only one on her show that is not on Broadway. The situation got pretty wildly known and like everything. It got political. It's annoying. I got a 14-month-old and Miss Rachel plays every morning and night. She's the best babysitter on this planet while we prepare meals.
Gosh, everything gets political now.
It does.
Everything.
People get all upset.
We could totally make mint chocolate chip political if we.
You could. I
if
mean, there'd be a way.
there'd be
You
a way
made
to
Bud
do
Light
it.
political.
Exactly. There'd be a way to
A
do
year
it.
ago, if I said Bud Light's going to be political, you'd be like, how? How do you make it just a random beer political?
If something's going to be big in pop culture and it's going to get clicks automatically, just on a regular benign level, you're able to hijack and now make that political.
Yeah.
You can. It's kind of sad where you can't talk about shit without making it. And I'm talking about social media. I think when
Right.
people are talking normally in their own house or with their friends, not everything turns political. But when
Right.
you turn online or turn on the TV, everything is this or that.
Well, the problem is everybody thinks that their way is the right way. And so everybody else who doesn't do it their way is an idiot or this or that. And you know what? Hey, in your house, I guess it's a choice you can make. I would have no problem with my kid watching Miss Rachel. And like, if my kid's going to be gay, my kid's going to be gay. A TV show's not going to do that.
But the us versus them is a parlor trick type of tactic that the media loves to do where everyone's going to be against it. They love pitting people
Yeah.
against each other.
They do.
Instead of trying to bring people together, they love to keep that separation going.
Why not just understand that people, like to do different things you do?
That's it.
There are some people like sushi. There are some people like mint chocolate chip ice cream. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Some people like Miss Rachel. Oh, well.
Some people like to make things political.
I don't go for that. Yeah, I immediately on a stupid thing like that, I'm like, I'm not making this political.
Well, it took
I
me
got
a
no
while to
patience for it.
realize that's what was going on, and then you're going, wait, why is everyone fighting about this, and why is it turning into a? It took a while to figure that out, but
People get so passionate. I have no emotional reaction to it. If people be like, I don't like Miss Rachel, or I do, I'd be like, okay.
Exactly.
I have no emotional reaction to that
And
whatsoever.
life continues to go on.
I love Bud Light. I have no emotional reaction to that
I don't give a
whatsoever.
fuck what you drink.
I love the Barbie movie. I hate the Barbie movie. I have no emotional reaction to that.
Exactly. Like what you like.
I'm so confused by the emotion.
Like.
I really am. I'm like, what? I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. It's crazy.
It's very silly.
It really is. Wow. Lee said, I just finished a series called Hijack with Idris Elba on Apple TV. It's really good. It may put the fear of flying in you, though. Action, suspense. Yeah, I had seen that, and I think he's fantastic. He's, one of those people you see and be like, okay, I'd watch because he's in it. And then one person said it was great, and another person, I saw a couple other people say,
Okay, it's political then.
they poo-pooed it. Yeah, I don't, for whatever, who knows? It probably was. But,
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so what it is, it's that show is in a holding pattern for me. Do you have shows like that where I see the reviews and I was kind of going to jump on it, but then I'm like, I don't know, I'm going to see. So I kind of wait for more reviews before I invest the time. I'm very particular like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And there really are just some shows where you'll be into it and all of a sudden something happens in the show and you may not even figure out what it is. It doesn't hit for you anymore. Maybe the storylines are shitty and they're going.
Well, Billions was that. Billions I loved. In the last season, they lost Axe, the guy who was the really great, just kind of dicky, confident investor dude, and that's why I'm excited. It starts again today, and he's back. So you bet your ass I'm not going to watch the last season, which did nothing for me. But I'm going to pick it right up, and hopefully I'll love it the way I did before.
I always get nervous when I like a show and they introduce, it usually happens at the end of the second season or beginning of the third, where they introduce new motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's great.
Yeah.
But if you get someone in there that almost takes over the storylines of the people you wanted to see, that's when it gets shitty.
Well, there's a show I like to get the response from people on that I've got the first 2 episodes in my DVR ready to go. Special Ops Lioness. It is a Paramount show, and I just came off of watching Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime, and I like it. This one has Zoe Saldana in there, and I love her. Nicole Kidman is in this. Morgan Freeman is in this as well. And I had watched Jack Ryan and also House of Cards, and there was a guy in House of Cards, I think his name was Doug in it. And the actor name is Michael Kelly, and he also was in the Jack Ryan show. Anything that has to do kind of like with the government espionage stuff, they put this guy Michael Kelly in it, and it just... He's the common thread in all these, and nobody knows who the hell this guy is. I didn't know until I just looked up his name, Michael Kelly.
People are saying they like that show, the one you're talking.
Special Ops Lioness.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2 episodes I got. So I was thinking about maybe jumping into that.
Go for it. It's getting good recommendations.
Yeah. So if it's on the same level of House of Cards and Jack Ryan, if you like both of those, okay. I'm gonna check that out. I got Billions this weekend. Man, I got some good stuff.
Oh man, if you only ate junk food, you could have a very fatty, fun weekend.
Oh, you know what? I'll have a cocktail or 2.
You crazy fuck.
Yeah,
that's what I'm having for lunch.
that's where I'm gonna go. Food wise, I got Riley sent in this email. She said, I was at the restaurant where Jaybird was in Wellington the other day, Bonefish Max. I was the manager on shift that day, and I was happy to see him again and gave him a big hug.
Yeah, she was so nice.
Yeah.
That's the restaurant I was telling you about.
Yeah,
that I
you
went
were.
with some of KVJ Nation. It was for Vicky's birthday party.
Right.
That place is very cozy. I loved it.
Yeah, no, that is good. You're telling me that because, my son plays his flag football in Wellington. That's about the only time we ever get out there, and yeah, it's to me a lot of times it's hard to find a a great place to go.
I was fasting during that time, and I was so bummed out because I wanted to try some of the menu. That's torture when you're hungry and you're looking at people eat.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, I have it, my little guide thing, so I know where it is. It's Forest Hill Boulevard, and it looks like it's just a bit west of the mall at Wellington Green. Kind of like that little strip.
That checks out for me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know where that is. Bonefish Max Sports Grill. That'd be my kind of place.
Yeah, she was real nice.
Yeah.
They were all nice. They were very, very nice, kind people.
Yeah, I'll get out there. So she said, I was happy to meet the Denny's family, too, with his little baby. Super cute. So.
His baby Lachlan was so well behaved. We're just
That's
chilling.
Great, yeah.
I mean,
he looks super chill. I mean, do you have any doubt? I mean, look at his parents.
I know.
That's awesome. They're just like the super chill, awesome family.
That baby's adorable,
yeah,
man.
That's very cool. So thanks for that. We'll be out this weekend. Hopefully we'll run into you somewhere with everything going on. Y'all enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.